If you're like the vast majority of people, you probably think you have an average or below average memory. But what if I told you that you, yes, you, are just 5 days away from having a super fast-paced crash course with only the absolute essentials and the best memory techniques. In just 20 minutes a day for 5 days, you'll apply what you're learning in a fun and easy way and begin to understand how these techniques can and will transform your entire life.
Do you think that if you met somebody who was fluent in Spanish and you worked under them and they coached you to learn the Spanish language, could you learn it? Oh, of course I could learn a different language if I actually worked at it and had a tutor or whatever. I worked at memory. I had a memory tutor, and I became fluent in the language of memory.
Everyone wants to know the one silver bullet. Everyone wants to know what the magic pill is. There's no magic memory pill. There are magic memory processes.
People always assume, hey, you've held all these memory records, you went up against a Home Depot computer, you must have a natural gift. Now, I don't think I was a dumb guy, but I don't think I had any special ability either. This guy taught me a system that I learned, and I really believe anybody can improve their memory.
But if you want to increase your long-term memory, you must learn a new, more memorable and more interesting way to feed your brain information.
Remember, information alone is not memorable. Information combined with emotion becomes a long-term memory.
You've probably heard it said that a picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, this has a few meanings. Sure, a picture is the fastest way for us to convey information. I mean, just think about all the emotion, color, context, and complexity that you can convey with one simple image. But what most people fail to realize is that a picture is the absolute best way to remember that information as well. This is due to something called the picture superiority effect, which states that our brains are unequivocally better at remembering pictures than we are at remembering sounds.
So it's called the Mind Palace, and here's the idea to it. Everybody right now that's watching or listening to this interview, you could close your eyes and visualize your house. You could visualize, okay, I'm standing in the front door. Right over here is my refrigerator. This is my stove. This is my sink. This is, whatever. Go all the way around your house. We all already have our homes memorized. So let's use that to our benefit.
So really fast, the 10 keys for unlocking your quick brain. People don't even have to write it down because I'll teach them how to memorize them, right? So, and we can do it together. Number one is good brain food, all right? Good brain food, because you are what you eat. What you eat matters, especially to your gray matter. There's certain foods that are really good for your brain. Blueberries is like, I call them brain berries, and avocados and the good fats and all of them. So there's 10 of them that I recommend. And so they're really excellent. They're very neuroprotective and such, including dark chocolate. A good brain diet is number one. So just rate yourself on a scale of 0 to 10. How good is your diet? All right, number 2 is killing ants. Automatic negative thoughts, your self-talk. Maybe going on a little fast or a cleanse. Like we cleanse the food we eat and things we put in our body, but what about the thoughts? And people get so addicted to these things like, complaining and whatever you're rehearsing, you're literally rewiring your brain to get more of that. It's not law of attraction. There's a law of action that's going on, that makes it, because all behavior is belief driven. And so you're wiring your brains to be really rehearsing those things. That's why they say a fearful person dies 1,000 times, like in their mind. A brave person dies just once. Because every time you're rehearsing, oh, I'm scared of public speaking, you do it over and over again, not only do you get the fear of it every single time, because your mind doesn't know the difference between something you vividly imagine and something that's real. Okay. So the third thing, exercise. Number 4, brain nutrients. And this is a subject that comes up because a lot of people travel, they have fast food lifestyles, and but maybe they're lacking in certain supplements. And what I would say is, I'm not a nutritionist, but go to a doctor, a good functional medicine doctor, have a blood test, and I say the same thing for diet. When people say what's the best, do food sensitivity tests. But same thing with nutrient profile. You can see what you're deficient at. Because if you're low on B vitamins, if you're low on DHA, then you're gonna have cognitive issues. 5th thing that you want to optimize your brain is positive peer group. We know who you spend time with is who you become. And it's not just a positive thinking, affirmation quote. literally you have mirror neurons, and your mirror neurons in your nervous system is when you could watch a sport or watch a movie and you could feel what they feel, or you have empathy for other people. We're always imitating people, right? And so who you spend time with is who you become, because you're imitating their habits, their behaviors, their thought patterns, and everything. So that's why they say you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, right? If you're around 9 broke people, you're gonna be the 10th, right? Like you hear these things all the time, but it's not just your biological networks or your neurological networks, analyze your social networks. 6th thing for your brain, clean environment. We know a clean environment is good for your brain. At an anecdotal level, you know when you clean your desk or you clean your laptop off, you know you have clarity of thought, right? But I don't just mean that, I mean clean air, clean water, because there's a lot of pollutants that's not good for your cognition, right? So from there, we have number 7, sleep. This is a big one for so many people. Sleep is so important for your brain for 3 reasons. Number 1 is where you consolidate short to long-term memory. Everyone who pulled an all-nighter back in university, that hurt you because you need that sleep. Number 2, it's where you clean out the plaque that could lead to brain aging challenges. And that's what the latest research is saying in terms of leading to dementia and such. And then the 3rd reason is because when you dream. And here's the thing, you're like, what does that have to do with anything, Jim? It's like, you don't know how many amazing ideas and invention, literature, works of art came in dream states. Paul McCartney came up with Yesterday in his dream. Like a chemist came up with the periodic table in his dream. Elias Howe created the sewing machine in his dream, right? Like, what are you dreaming about late at night? Because when you are working all day and you're learning all day, your brain doesn't shut off at night. At night, it's more active. People don't realize that. You think it's just not happening. It's actually more active, and it's coming up with solutions, and it's integrating stuff in the form of dreams. Number 8 is brain protection. I work with a lot of athletes, high performer athletes. Concussions are a big deal, right? And I've had a number of TBIs, traumatic brain injuries. But not just that, I did a whole episode on electromagnetic fields. Like, people don't realize that like our smart devices, like our brains didn't really evolve to have like all this electricity like right by our brains, And I read recently that 90% of kids sleep with their phones underneath their pillows. I mean, who knows the effect that's having?
So better avoid it.
Protect your brain. 9th key to keeping your brain alive, new learnings, right? The neurogenesis and neuroplasticity means neurogenesis, you could create new brain cells the day you die. Science never thought that. Neuroplasticity is saying you could create new connections, meaning that Einstein's brain wasn't bigger than any of ours. In fact, it was smaller, but parts of his brain were very highly connected because he would do these theta state brain thought experiments, and every single time you have a new thought, you may create new connections, right? And so the way to improve neurogenesis, neuroplasticity, 2 things: novelty and nutrition. Okay. Just like when you're an athlete, just like training your body, you give it novelty or stimulus, and then you feed it with nutrition, right? And so that's how you build your mental muscles too. Finally, number 10, stress management. Stress management, meaning people don't realize it because it's invisible, but it's like you don't realize how much stress you're under until you're on vacation or you're getting a massage. You don't realize because it's all there all the time. It's like the fish that they don't see the water because it's there all the time. So what are we doing to cope? Meditation, relaxation, massage, yoga, whatever it is that gets us stressed. So those are the 10 keys. So I'm gonna teach people right now how to memorize all 10 in a few minutes, literally a few minutes. Yeah. So this is a great technique to use when you need to give a talk. Like if you need to give a presentation and you don't wanna rely on notes, this is a great way of having your key points. And this is a 2,500-year-old Greek technique. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna walk everybody through my office. I'm gonna designate 1 place, 2 places, 3 places, 10 places. And then I'm gonna put each of the brain tips on each of the places. So everyone can take a deep breath, and if it's safe, close your eyes just to help you focus. I want you to imagine you're on a plane. We have an office in Westchester, New York, and I want you to imagine it lands in Westchester Airport, car picks you up, and just a car picks you up, you're in the back seat, you're going to my office. You get to the office, the first place is the parking lot. So we could just repeat out loud, everyone. What's the first place?
Parking lot.
Parking lot. And when you get out of the parking lot, I want you to imagine the first brain tip, there's a good brain diet waiting for you. And a big brain buffet. I mean, just like blueberries and avocados and green leafy vegetables. Walnuts are really good for the brain. Dark chocolate, right? And so you're there and you're just having a big food fight. And it would never happen. You're like, Jim, this is so childish. But who are the fastest learners? Children, right? Musical instruments, languages. Be playful here. Number 2, you walk over, there's a like a waterfall, creates a moat around the building, so you cross a bridge. The second place is the bridge. What's number 2? Say it out loud.
The bridge.
The bridge. And when you're crossing the bridge, you're killing ants.
Okay.
Automatic, you're stepping on ants, automatic negative thoughts.
These big ones the size of rats.
Exactly. And use your imagination, because that's
Okay.
like Duhigg really says, that's your power, right? Your superpower.
Okay.
Stepping on the ants. Great. From there, you go into the building. The third place, you get into the third place, the elevator. What's the third place?
Elevator.
Elevator. And everyone who's with us right now, say it out loud also, so that you get your auditory memory. You walk into the elevator and you start exercising. That's the third brain tip, exercising. So whatever exercise is for you, you have your personal trainer in there, maybe you're doing your yoga, whatever it is, your burpees, whatever you got, do it in there. But see it and feel it. You can't just hear it. You get out of the elevator, you get to the fourth place, which is the hallway. You walk into the hallway. What's the fourth place?
Hallway.
And you're walking in the hallway and all these brain vitamins are there on the floor. Big bottles of brain vitamins. Maybe you're tripping on the brain vitamins and you're like Indiana Jones, Lara Croft, you're jumping over the brain vitamins. You open up the door to the office and immediately to the left is the fifth place. It's the closet. And so what's the fifth place? Say it out loud.
Closet.
You open up the closet and inside is your fifth brain tip, is your positive peer group. I want you to see all your happy friends in the closet.
In the closet.
All your happy friends are having a cheery, amazing time, high-fiving each other, happy friends in the closet. They're encouraging you, they're challenging you, they're cheering you on. Great, you're halfway there. From there, you go to the sixth place, which is the receptionist. What's the sixth place? Receptionist. And the receptionist is cleaning the environment, cleaning the air, changing the air filters, vacuuming, mopping, and everything is obsessively clean. Okay. From that, behind the receptionist is the seventh place, is the fish tank. So what's the seventh place?
Fish tank.
Fish tank. Beautiful tropical fish tank. And in there, you want to remember sleep. So just see Nemo and Dory sleeping. But don't just make it regular sleep. They're in their pajamas, they're snoring, they are in their bunk beds. See and feel what that would feel. Imagine that. Now, from there, you walk to the classroom. The door to the classroom is the eighth place, the door. What's the eighth place?
The door.
The door. And it's locked. So how do you open it? You just put on your helmet, which reminds you of protect your brain, and you headbutt the door open. But the helmet is what you want to remember. Protect your brain.
Okay.
From there, immediately up front is a whiteboard. That's the ninth place. What's the ninth place? Whiteboard. And I'm there. I'm there and I'm drawing on there, teaching you. And what am I teaching you? I'm writing these two words, new learnings. New learnings. And I'm drawing that in red, new learnings, because new learnings makes neurogenesis, neuroplasticity. From there, on the side of the classroom are all these bonsai trees, these Japanese plants. Okay. And what you need to picture is stress management. So imagine meditating or getting a massage, but you have to do it on the bonsai trees, so it's a little prickly. Maybe you're meditating, whatever gets you out of stress. Maybe you're having a glass of red wine, but sitting on the bonsai trees, right?
Okay.
Perfect. Now open up your eyes.
Okay. That was fun, by the way.
Yeah, it's a great exercise in focus, creativity, and imagination. Number one is not the place is the parking lot, but what are you doing there?
Brain food.
Yeah,
it's
brain
everywhere.
foods. Eat your brain foods.
Right.
Perfect. You go over to the second place. The second place is the what?
The bridge.
The bridge. And what's the brain tip?
I'm squashing the ants.
Yeah, squash those ants. Automatic negative thoughts.
Right.
And then from there, you go into the building, you get into the what?
Elevator.
And what do you do in the elevator?
I'm exercising.
It gets the heart rate going, really good for the brain, especially in the first thing in the morning. And then from the elevator, you get out and you're immediately right in the fourth place, which is the what? Hallway. And what's all over the floor?
All of my brain nutrition.
Yeah, brain nutrition. And that's number 4. And then you go into the room, my office, immediately to the left is the fifth place. You open up the what?
Closet.
And who's in the closet?
My peer group. They're
Your
all hanging
positive
out.
group.
They're stuck to each other, and
Yes.
they're all getting along with each other and having fun.
They're positive, and they're positive. Good friends are good for your brain. From there, you get out of the closet. You talk to the who? Receptionist. And what are they doing?
They're keeping everything clean. The air clean, the water clean, the environment
clean. Environment's good for the clean internal environment for your brain. And then from there, behind the receptionist is the
fish tank.
And what are they doing?
They're sleeping.
Sleeping.
Not just any sleep, the good sleep.
They're getting the deep sleep, which is good for your brain. And then from there, you're going to the class. You open up the door
with my head, and I make sure I'm careful with my brain. No brain injuries.
Yeah, no brain injuries because you're wearing that helmet. And then immediately up front of the classroom, I'm drawing on the what?
the big
Whiteboard.
and it says in big red letters, new learnings.
New learnings. New learnings, good for the brain. And finally, number 10, what's on the side? All those Japanese plants.
Bonsai trees.
And what does that remind you of?
Reminds me of stress management. I'm meditating on the bonsai
Manage
trees.
your stress.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed this video, check out our new 5-day memory mastery course in partnership with Superhuman Academy. Click the link in the description below and enroll today.